After visiting the Damascus region and Krakta Chevalier Castle, we travelled to the beautiful Syrian provinces of Latakia and Tartus. The greenery, the beaches, the city life, the Mediterranean scenery, the nightlife, and the hospitality all blew us away. We spent a few days exploring Latakia and Tartus provinces, with day trips out of the city so that we could marvel at the natural beauty. With the exception of the northern hills of Latakia, these two provinces have largely escaped the tragic war that has caused death and destruction in other parts of the country. Today, they are both popular tourist destinations for Syrians with the money to visit them. We visited during the Eid al-Adha national holiday, meaning that both cities were packed with Syrian tourists. While both provinces are considered safe to visit, Latakia province is close to Idlib province, the majority of which is controlled by militants. When we were close to the front line, we did hear some bombing. Keep watching the video to find out what happened. After arriving in Latakia, we checked into La Mira Hotel with a gorgeous view from our hotel room. After the sunset, we went out to explore the bustling city centre. It felt like the whole city descended upon its centre, with it being extremely busy. It also felt quite liberal, with the majority of women not wearing headscarves. We spent a couple of hours wandering through these streets, enjoying the atmosphere and buying some souvenirs. We noticed that this traditional bread was being sold from car bonnets and boots all over the city. We also saw some people working in professions such as blacksmiths, which you don't commonly see in the West, if at all. The best thing we saw in Latakia, though, was this man, who couldn't help but dance to the music. The following day, we left Latakia city in the morning, so that we could explore the nearby coastline and the province's natural beauty. Right now we're driving to a place called al, which you can see in the distance over there. The view is absolutely stunning. It's so phenomenal, it's so green. The landscape is really similar to, I think, some places I've been to in southern Spain. And I think very few people would actually imagine that this is Syria. Actually, people have a stereotyped image of the place, and this just completely breaks down those stereotypes. Whilst driving down to the beautifully located coastal village of we passed through some spectacular landscapes. Even though I previously knew that Latakia province has some wonderful Mediterranean scenery, I was not expecting a landscape as dramatic or as green as this. The village's name, literally translates to Mother of the Birds. We spent about an hour here, enjoying the beach and the views. So we're at the beach of and it is so stunning here. I feel like it's like we're in a different country actually. Like yesterday we woke up in Damascus in a completely different landscape. Dry mountains surrounding us. But today we are Latakia, exactly. Look at
such a beautiful region. Full of green, the beach is so nice.
Yeah. This is your first time in Latakia, right?
Yes.
After leaving we visited the nearby beach of Wadi Qandil. The seawater here was light blue and similar to many other Mediterranean beaches. What made it different though was the fact that restaurants and cafes were literally located right where the waves were crashing. This made for a really nice relaxation atmosphere. The Turkish border is only about 20 kilometers to the north of Wadi Qandil. We then left Wadi Qandil and headed to this beautiful cafe where we sat and enjoyed some yerba mate, the Argentinian drink that is extremely popular in Syria, as I explained in my previous vlog. After leaving here, we drove through the provincial hills to this gorgeous lake known as Mashqita. It's famed throughout Syria for its crystal blue waters and greenery, and it's filled with tourists from other parts of the country. We explored the lake how it should be explored, by boat. following day, we headed up into the mountains of Latakia. Our first stop was the medieval Salah ad-Din castle, located right on the edge of a cliff. The castle was built in the mid-10th century. It is named after Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, the celebrated anti-crusader who founded the Ayyubid dynasty. He is buried in Damascus, just outside of the Umayyad Mosque. The castle was made a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2006.
So we're currently in Salah ad-Din Castle, and despite the beauty of this place, there's a constant noise in the background of bombing sounds. We're about 50 kilometers away from an offensive in southern Idlib, and despite the distance, we can still hear it. It's not very loud, but it is there, and it feels very strange to be laughing and enjoying everything, whilst people not so far away have the complete opposite reality of us right now.
After leaving the castle, we drove to the town of Slunfa, where our taxi driver's family were staying.
Taxi driver has invited us to his family's home in Slunfa in Laذقية province in Syria. These people have been so nice to us. They've given us metta, they've given us coffee, and we're going out to eat soon. So we're really excited. شكرا كثير لكم على كل شيء، على القهوة، على المتة كثير مبسوطين.
إذا حابين شي يوم تيجوا تاخذوا البيت لإلكم عادي نبرر.
شكرا كثير.
These people then invited us to their friend's house, where we tried some of the delicious fruit they were growing in their garden. We soon headed back to Latakia city, where we had to say goodbye to our friendly taxi driver. That evening, we went out to explore the nightlife of Latakia city. Although we were told that there was supposed to be a party, it seemed like quite a quiet evening in the Lamira Hotel. This soon changed though, with the music getting louder and people starting to dance after 11 p.m. We stayed here for a few hours before retreating to the hotel room. The following day was our last day in Syria, with us being due to cross into Lebanon in the late afternoon. On the way there though, we decided to visit some places in Tartus province first. Our first stop was the ancient Phoenician temple of Amrit, nearby the city of Tartus. This temple was part of an ancient city, which supposedly dates back to the 3rd millennium BC. The city of Amrit surrendered to Alexander the Great in 333 BC. Following our visit to this place, we headed to the provincial capital, Tartus city. From here, we decided to take a boat to the nearby island of Arwad, the only inhabited island in Syria. The boat journey was beautiful, and it was packed with tourists from other parts of the country, especially considering that it was the Eid holidays. After we got to the island, we were immediately amazed. It was busy and it was filled with restaurants, old buildings, history, and the sea. It felt truly beautiful. However, like some other places we visited in Syria, there was a lot of rubbish. We then got back in the boat and returned to the mainland, where we sat in a cafe for an hour or so. This was the last hour we spent with my girlfriend, and it was very emotional to say goodbye. We then got in a car and headed for Beirut. All in all, it was an amazing trip, and I highly recommend you to watch my vlogs about Damascus if you haven't already done so. If you're interested in travelling to Syria, I'll be going back there in January, and I'm organising a group to come with me. We'll be going to Damascus, Ma'loula, Kraktish Valier, Homs, Palmyra, and the recently opened Bosra al-Sham. Click the link in the description for more details. Thanks for watching guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and add me on Instagram.